Welcome back to the Hotel Orloff here in scenic rural Retreat, Virginia. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, Labor Day weekend. Let's continue to organize here, ladies and gentlemen, in this beautiful lobby. We just got an AOK. An AOK is what people in the comic book community call an act of kindness. When one member of the comic book community sends a present to another. And yesterday I got this great present in the mail from Jambo Comics, who was thanking me for taking care of Micah's show, Four Color Fossils, while he's been under the weather. He's coming back week after next in a week and a half. But until then, I guess I'll do one more show until he comes back. And anyway, he sent me some. He called up Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona, and talked to the owner-proprietor, Kevin Johnson, and got some goodies for me and had them sent to me. And he sent a real nice note. One thing he sent was this Man-Thing lunchbox. Now, you've got to understand, this lunchbox has a great deal of sentimental value to me, because Man-Thing #1, this is the cover for Man-Thing #1 with artwork by Mike Plug. I was homesick in like 3rd grade. My mom picked, whenever I was homesick, she'd go to the store and pick up about 3 or 4 comics for me. And she just happened to pick up Man-Thing #1, and this is the image that was on that cover. So this is a very significant thing to me. It's one of these modern lunchboxes with the same image on both sides, but it's really great. I mean, when you display it, you're only going to see one side. It's got a little alligator on the bottom, and the top is really cool. Got a Man-Thing there. It's got a thermos in here too. So this needs to be on display in a very great place, which I will find later. What else? There was other stuff in the package. It wasn't just that. I got this this novel, Caesoria, by Ray Torres III. It lives. How much terror can you stand? From the remnants of the nuclear arms race. So that's a cool novel to be reading on a upcoming fall day. The weather's starting to get a little cooler here in rural Retreat, Virginia. I also got this little book, Casper the Friendly Ghost and Friends. It's Harvey Comics Treasury, Volume 1. It's a little smaller book. It's a little smaller than a comic book, soft cover. But it reprints vintage 1950s and 60s Casper comics, a little bit smaller than a comic book. It's probably about the size, a little bit bigger than the manga that all the youngsters love. Another thing I got was this amazing issue of My Love #1. No, I'm sorry, #7. My eyesight's not what it used to be, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, this phone book size reprinting of Weird War. The bombing is over. Anybody hurt? Everything okay here? Weird War, its showcase presents. These were done a few years ago, and it's black and white art reprinting. How many issues of Weird War are in this? 21 issues of Weird War are contained within this. So let's head upstairs where we have a lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen. So what have you guys been up to? Hopefully you're having a great... What am I listening to? You're probably asking. Go to Sunnyboy66 on YouTube and look at this album. He puts up new great albums all the time. 60s groovy freaks, monsters, and geeks. You can listen to the same album. He just put it up, I think, this morning. Drew is enjoying it, right, Drew? This is like lullaby music for Drew the dog. All right, let's head on up. Well, I see that there's I didn't have any idea that this existed. There's an award, like an Oscar, that's given every year for members of the comic book community on YouTube. So I heard someone talking about, please vote for me. I'm nominated, and I think so. I went to the website, and they have a ballot where you can vote for who you think is doing the best job on YouTube talking about comic books. And I really only saw a few names of people that I know about. And they have, best unboxing, best restoration videos, that kind of stuff. And hold on a second. And anyway, Micah was nominated twice, once for his Graphic Man page and once for his show Four Color Fossils. I noticed that was cool, but he didn't make the final ballot, which is ridiculous. And there was Jerry the Jitterbug was nominated, and a few other people that I know. But and then there were and they have the nomination, they have the ballot divided by people less than 1,000 subscribers, people in different subscriber categories. Anyway, didn't know that was going on, so I guess I'll put this on the bookshelf. Okay, it's over here. No, it isn't. It's in the other room. It used to be over here. Still going through magazines. Okay. So here are my showcases. I got Superman, Supergirl, Batman, Justice League, Flash, Ace. Okay. I guess. Let's see. Hold on. Let me move this up here. And then I could probably squeeze. You ever see Squeak the Mouse? So I think it's Italian or French. Gory, funny animal comic. Let's see. I don't know if this is gonna fit here. Yeah, it will. So, man, this is a little tight. No, that's not good. All right. Okay, so Weird War is now between Jonah Hex, Weird War, the war that time forgot, Unknown Soldier, Haunted Tank, World's Finest, Metal Men. Oh, these are out of order, man. What's going on? That's unacceptable. Man. Okay. Haunted Tank number 1 should be before Haunted Tank number 2. Gradually, I'm getting this everything into order. And we'll move these Squeak the Mouse books somewhere else. It's oh boy, yeah, this is pretty extreme stuff. Oh, look at this. This copy of Squeak the Mouse is from the shipment of books seized by U.S. Customs at JFK Airport on August 1st, 1985. The U.S. government brought this book to trial on a charge of, oh boy. And then they finally released it. So they said that this book was too offensive, so they Customs seized it, I guess. Oh well. Far cry from Tom and Jerry. Okay, so let's move Squeak the Mouse into another bookshelf. Okay, so okay, maybe Squeak the Mouse will fit here. Let's look what we got down here. Okay. No, it won't fit there. Will it fit on this shelf? I think so. We need to move some stuff around. Maybe the patio book should be moved around. Let's see if there's anything here that might interest you. This is a great book about Irish McCalla, who played Sheena on television. It's got all kinds of pictures and reprints some Sheena comic stories. But it's who put this out? Paragon Publications. It's by Bill Black and Bill Ferret. Jambo, if you don't have this is something you need to seek out. You probably do have it. Okay. Oh, this is a good book. I recommend Hercules Amongst the North Americans. This is that fun 1980s kind of art. Yeah, I don't think we've ever looked at these books. Oh, this is a book you've got to get at all costs. I'll show it to you here. If you're one of these, hold on a second, to move one more thing here. Let's move this Carl Sandburg Abraham Lincoln biography out and move Squeak the Mouse in. Okay, if you are one of these people that love to love horror movies and exploitation films, this book, Incredibly Strange Films, part of the research series. Yes, that was. There's a Daredevil cover that has this skull on the cover. It was. That's because Gene Colan used this movie, The Mask, from about 1960 as inspiration for that. This goes in. What it does is it starts with interviews with people like Frank. This book came out in 1986, so it's like for people into exploitation movies and horror movies and weird cinema. This is one of the main texts you've got to have, along with the Psychotronic Encyclopedia of Film. It interviews Frank Henenlotter, Herschel Gordon Lewis, Ray Dennis Steckler, and Carol Brandt, Ted V. Michaels, Russ Meyer, Joe Sarno, David Friedman, Doris Wishman, Larry Cohen. And then it has articles in different genres: biker films, juvenile delinquent films, beach party films. Goes on like that. They have essays on particular films. It's a great book. This research series was an interesting series. There were a few volumes I wasn't interested in, like Modern Primitives, about people that hang from hooks and things. I don't care, never cared about that culture. But this one is another volume about pranks. And it interviews all kinds of different people. This is a fun one, too. If you like the weird music I sometimes have playing in the background, I'd have more playing in the background, except you always get copyright claims on YouTube. Or let's see. This is a great book. Incredibly Strange Music. There's Volume 1 and Volume 2. Where's Volume 2? It's probably on the other side of the bookshelf. That's why I'm trying to organize this. But anyway, it's all about the type records that you used to be able to find, like at thrift stores, pretty easily. Now you can't. This lady, Lynn Perrell, had a fanzine about this kind of stuff, and they talk to different people, and they tell you about their favorite music, and you can learn a lot about music. And back then, when this came out in the 80s, you'd read about music, and then you'd have to go to used record store and look for these records. And they talked to Lux and Ivy of the Cramps, and they're really into this old music. Now it's so easy for you. You can just find all of this music on YouTube for free, and then you can just record right from YouTube. So it makes it so much easier for people that are young today. They had another research. Oh, this was connected. It was called V-Search, about the modern swing movement. They're bringing the swing music back. And yeah, but where's my Volume 2 about? It could be down in the basement, actually. Oh. Here's another one about freaks, part of the research. This was a research one. Yeah, see, it's got the research label. And then they had one about fanzines. They had 2 volumes about fanzines. All kinds of cool stuff here. This is like a magazine, Pandemonium, but it's square bound, and it's the Freaks, Magicians, and Movie Stars issue. And yeah, it's a veritable library here. Oh, this is the other book I was telling you about. This came out in the 80s. The Psychotronic Encyclopedia of Film by Michael Weldon. And then he later had, he put out 2 volumes. Where's the other one? It's here somewhere. He put out two volumes of this, and then he put out a magazine for years. But it's very much in the way, in the style of Castle of Frankenstein magazine, where they'd have these little capsule reviews, and just about any movie that would come on in the middle of the night on your UHF stations, you could look it up, and it would tell you about the movie. Like here, Dr. Orloff's Monster. It tells you whether, whether it's good or not. This is just a priceless book. I don't know if it's still in print, but I'm starting to hurt my back sitting this way, man. Okay. Here's some DVDs I got to get filed. Gerald McBoing Boing, and Popeye. Here's one that you're probably not. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, a good friend of mine told me, if you want to have a successful YouTube channel, his best advice to me was to not do a channel about comic books, and because that pigeonholes you into a kind of an unpopular area on YouTube. And but I've never really thought of this as exclusively a comic book channel. I mean, this is just nostalgia and me talking about life. But I may do a video soon talking about malls that I used to go to. This is I keep getting these things in the mail, and I don't know if you're getting these too. It's like Biden's ticket to another 4 years, Trump as GOP nominee. See, I get these almost every day. Americans would choose Biden over Trump's drama and chaos. I must have 10, 12 of these, and I'm saving them because it'll be so much fun to look at these when Trump is reelected. Because everything they do to him only serves to make him stronger. In the words of Nietzsche, as quoted in Conan the Barbarian. Anyway, lots of fun here in the... Yeah, we're getting those flyers all the time, and text messages asking, who would you vote for, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let me move my copy of My Love number 7 into the comic book room. What do you think we should talk about here? What are you interested in most, those of you out there watching this show? Are you interested in, I mean, obviously it's kind of a nostalgia channel. Are you interested in hearing about just stories about, oh, this is perfect. Look, he sent me My Love number 7. Here's My Love 25 and 28. And I was just about to file these, and now I can file all 3 together. Yeah. Let's go in the closet here, and there's Alan the cat slumbering. Let's go in the closet, pull out some magazine boxes, and see what we've got. So I've got some boxes in here that are just labeled vintage magazines. And I've been trying to, for the last week or so, try to get everything organized before work begins, and I'm not going to have as much time for organizing. Let's pull this box out. Oh, shoot. Okay. So we got here. All right, that's pretty straight, right? Of course. Oh, there's the second volume of Psychotronic. I can see it from here. The most viewed video I've ever put out is when I put out a video talking about a mall that I loved growing up, called Forum 303 Mall, that's no longer there. I did a video where I drove by where it used to be, and I did a video where I just talked about my memories of that mall for about, I don't know, an hour. And those videos have had multiple thousands of views instead of the average number of views that I get, which is between 200 and 300 views, which is pathetic. As I see, you know, like David Nino Rodriguez, he's a insane ex-boxer, political commentator. Insane. I mean, I like him. I'm not insulting him by calling him insane. First of all, you need to realize when I describe something as weird or insane, it's usually a compliment. But anyway, he's someone I watch quite frequently. He'll do his live streams. He says, I'm not even going to start until I have 400 likes. That's like, gee whiz. But we're not popular like that here. But what's in this box? Okay, what are these things? What is that? What? Oh. What? Oh, okay. It's Enterprise Incidents. This was a fanzine, a Star Trek fanzine. Where should it go? Is the question. Okay, this box. Yeah, this box would be a good place for it. Enterprise Incidents. Oh, there's another one. Oh, a bunch of them. This one's a little slicker than the last one. I love the original Star Trek. That's about the only Star Trek I can tolerate. I like everything about that. What? Oh, I've got 2 copies of this issue. Oh, this is a special collector's edition that reprints issues 3 and 4. And see, people do original paintings and original drawings like that. Oh, look, it's Nimoy's Pet Shop. These are like reprints. That's like a reprint out of National Enquirer, I can tell immediately. There's Captain Pike as Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yep. I love the original Star Trek. But don't get me going about Star Treks that have Whoopi Goldberg in them and stuff. Let's see. What is this? Oh. The heck? I'm finding all kinds of stuff. It's an issue of G-Fan, which is still being published to today. G-Fan is, G stands for Godzilla. So it's, if you're into kaiju, is the Japanese word for giant monsters, this is the magazine for you. I just had a bunch, I just found some, and I'm trying to get these all put together. Oh, it was in this box. Oriental Cinema. Yeah, arts, and I'm putting all my magazines about Japanese cinema together. So that goes there. This was a magazine outre from the same people that made Film Facts, and I used to buy this all the time when I'd go to Barnes and Noble, except it was so expensive, man. Well, it's $5.95, but it was, trust me, it's expensive. This is old, and how old is this? Back then, $5.95 seemed like a lot of money to me. Let's see. Really? Oh, I think that says 2003. Well, it's 20 years old, so I guess it's old. Yeah, it's all about Mars. So it's got John Carter and Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff in it, so that's important to me. Put that there. Okay. Some of the issues of G-Fan had better cover art than others. Let's get that over here with the other G-Fan. What is this? 1998, The Masters. This is a doll collector magazine. It's basically a Barbie magazine. I have a box here somewhere about toys, toy magazines. Well, I'll put the toy stuff there. What is this? Look at this, popular songs. I didn't even know I had this magazine. Wow, that's great. This painting of Mae West. But look at that. My wife loves these vintage makeup ads. So if I made a color copy of that and framed it, she would love it. Amazing new ways to gain 5 to 15 pounds quick. I could help you with that. There's a restaurant 2 blocks from here that will really help with that. Come visit me and I'll take you there, and you'll gain 5 to 15 pounds very quickly. I've lost a little bit of weight lately, but not enough. I mean, shoot. You guys, that's embarrassing. You guys fell right over. So, you have to. Those of you that are aware of the Firesign Theater will get that little inside joke. It's no fun, she fell right over. From Nick Danger, Third Eye. Parody of old radio. You gotta do yourself a favor. Look up the Firesign Theater. It was an album called was it Everything You Know Is Wrong? Or was it How Can You Be in Two Places at Once When You're Not Anywhere at All? Well, I think it was Everything You Know Is Wrong, I think was the name of the record. Anyway, the whole second side of they were a comedy troupe. They started as DJs in like L.A., and they were really funny, and they were like a comedy troupe. It was like the Harvey Kurtzman Mad Magazine come to life, mixed with late 60s kind of underground comic sensibilities, right? So they did a parody of old-time radio, and it was really funny. It was a parody of an old detective show, Nick Danger, Third Eye. Look into that. Oh, man. I didn't know I had this. I must have 2 copies of this. Look, it's got a date stamp, June 26, 1962. Spacemen. This was a from the same people that made Famous Monsters. What the heck is that? Oh, is from 1966. It's just a flyer from the Fort Worth Public School System from 1966. Bragging about the school system and their modern schools, and which, yeah, that's pretty neat. To me, it's neat. And this is like a, the heck is this? Oh. What? Don't worry about that. I don't know what to do with all these copies of previews. You know, I got these 20-year-old. This is from 2002. This is 21 years old. I mean, do you guys just chunk these in the trash? I mean, at some point, at what point are these going to become valuable? I mean, long after I'm gone, but I can't throw stuff away. Okay. Man, I got some cool stuff here. Look at this, the Frazetta Treasury. It's got, oh wow. I was just looking at this picture this morning of from a cover of Buster Crabbe, where he's basically being Flash Gordon again. You know, it's a fanzine basically reprinting Frazetta art, some of which I can't really show you. This is the cover for a magazine that I was putting out. This issue never went anywhere further than the cover that my friend George helped me put together, you know, with Vampira and Morticia together. This would have been issue number 19, October 1997. And in the back was Iris Bristol with all these gorillas behind her. Wow, I'm finding neat stuff. Oh, here's another one of these little catalogs where you can order VHS. Buster Keaton films, Our Gang, old westerns, Video Dimensions out of New York. But I was saving these over here. I got Video Yesteryear, I got Something Weird. Yeah, it was there. Oh, this is a little program for Arlington State College up against Abilene Christian. Now, this is from November 1965. Arlington State later became the University of Texas at Arlington. And see this Powell's Drive-In, this one that's at 1700 West Park Row. That was a block from my old house where I used to live. But we moved to Arlington in 1976, and Powell's Drive-In was long gone. But it was right out of American Graffiti. It was the place where all the hot rodders hung out at this drive-in hamburger place. And they would drag race up and down Park Row to the other Powell's Drive-In, which was the rival high school. Great thing is just, you know, the old ads. I haven't been drinking Dr. Pepper or any sugar drinks. I've been trying to swear those off. Try to lose weight. Sometimes you kind of sense that things are going wrong, and it's about time to clean up your diet, and I'm starting to try to do that. Here's chassis, brakes, suspension by the editors of Hot Rod Magazine. Cams, valves, ignition, and I've got Hot Rod magazines over there, so these need to be put over there. Not that I know how to do any of this. If I do, I would have fixed my radiator. Man, I've got a shot radiator in my car. That's one of the things over me. Okay, interesting. This collection is so messed up. This magazine, Uncensored, is kind of like Confidential. The truth about those breakup rumors of the Beatles. This is from what year? Will Jacqueline Kennedy quit the USA? The tortured decision of a tragic widow and mother. April 65. Oh, that was the month I was born. Oh, well, I've got a low battery. I need to go get the charging cable. Yeah, a lot of books I... good stuff in here, right? What am I doing? I gotta go get that charging cable. Oh, here's some Marvel Crazy magazine. They're Marvel's attempt to do a Mad magazine. I knew I had more issues of Crazy. They're all scattered around. This is going to be the final attempt to get everything organized and in its proper place. I think the charging cable is still downstairs. Here we go. Well, again, thank you, Jambo, for sending me that great gift. And I won a prize on Captain Strangelife's 14th anniversary special. And he says he's mailing those out after Labor Day. So, and I should be getting some other stuff in the mail too, in addition to that, towards the end of the week. So I'll do an unboxing, since apparently people on YouTube love unboxings. Okay. Well, let me know down below if you find this interesting, watching someone going through magazines. I'd be glad to take constructive criticism, trying to build this channel. I can't break 600 subscribers, man. I cannot. Like, this video will post in a few hours, and then within a few hours I'll lose 2 subscribers, and then I'll gain back 1. That's usually the way it works. And so it's like you're constantly fighting against yourself. Okay, so wonderful. Oh, these get in here. Okay. Oh, another hot rod magazine, except a current one. Current being, I consider this current. September 2006. That's pretty current. Oh, look at this. This is not real. Every time I say that, I think of that woman on the plane. That mother effer is not real. I don't care. I don't know about you, but I'm getting off this plane. Right now. Right now. And now that woman has got so many followers on Instagram, she's like a celebrity because she had a freak out on a plane. Anyway, this isn't real. In other words, it's a reproduction of like an advertising flyer for Captain Action, which I think they're bringing Captain Action back. And it's actually, and they tried bringing Captain Action back a few years ago, 20 years ago, and it looked kind of cheap. But now they're bringing it back, and it looks pretty, sophisticated. But Captain Action always looked like he was kind of related to the Bush family. But basically, I just barely missed this because I was born in '65. So, and this is stuff from '66, '67, '68, right? So I was part of the Mego generation in the '70s. But the people a few years older than me, some of you watching, you could snap these new heads over Captain Action's head and dress him in these other outfits. You can make a Batman, Steve Canyon, Lone Ranger, Superman. And Superman came with Crypto. And you can make him Aquaman. And you can make him Flash Gordon, although that just looks more like a generic astronaut to me. Captain America, the Phantom, and Sergeant Fury, which is really interesting that Sergeant Fury hasn't been turned into merchandise very much, like, ever, has he? That's Captain Action's car. I was, the baby boom ended in '65, and I was born in '65. Am I baby boom or am I Generation X? Kind of both, but I think I gravitate more to the experiences and the stuff from the baby boomers because of the television I watched when I was a kid, which was from that era. And the stuff, my older brothers were 10 years older, definitely baby boomers, born in the '50s, and so their influence was throughout my life, from the hand-me-downs I got to this, that. Oh, we also had a little partner, Action Boy. And then here's the whole, you got Spider-Man, you've got Steve, you're showing Steve, oh, you got Green Hornet too. He came in the next year. So, because they had Action Boy, you could dress him up like Robin, or did they have a Kato? Well, they have an Aqualad, see? I guess he'd be Tonto. These accessories, well, I see they're going to make New York mask up, I saw. I wonder if people are going to fall for it this time. Well, there's a... That's how all the well-dressed elementary school kids were dressing in '66. They don't make... Holy smoke, do you see that? They don't make weapons arsenals like that anymore. That's amazing. Oh, those are for Captain Action, actually. I was just imagining those life-size. Can you imagine if they sold those life-size and you could play with those? And then they have these play sets. But hold on, the best is yet to come. Look at this psychedelic. There, this is really for this brochure was meant for toy dealers. See, they're telling you we're going to have lots of advertising. They got this psychedelic background. So this is really, this was never seen by the public. This was seen by the people that ran the toy stores. And oh my gosh. Look at this sanctuary with Spider-Man on it. Look at all this stuff. Where did I get this? I don't know. You're gonna laugh at this, man. I think I've got 2 copies of this. I got it for $1.50 at Half Price Books. Look at this ad on the back. I really should try to. Now, if I tried to pull that sticker off now, it'd be all sticky. These are the ridiculously rare comic heroines. So you have Mara, Wonder Woman, Supergirl with Crypto, who also came with the Superman, Captain Action, and Batgirl. These didn't sell well, so you're not going to touch these for less than $1,000 or a few $1,000s, especially if they're in the really cool boxes that have the original, original comic art on them. They're very rare. Okay. Oh, another Something Weird catalog. I would get these in the mail all the time. This is after they started putting out DVDs. Look at this over here. Incredible. Okay, let's get rid of these crazy magazines. I mean, not get rid of them, but move them to another box. The crazy started really well in the first maybe 10 issues, but by the time it got to the era of Star Wars, it really looked more like sick inside, the artwork and everything. And the covers, that's a good cover by Bob Larkin. Is there any decent art inside? Not really. And they're trying to market it, you know, with the superheroes. From the Misfits, who brought you Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. Yeah, all right. Three's Company parody. Jaws 2 parody. Ooh, is that? Ooh, that's not good, man. This is my arch enemy, ladies and gentlemen. Graphic Man has Gil Kane that he doesn't like. I don't like Tony Tallarico's art. Never liked Tony Tallarico's art. Fantastic. I have a little more room here than I did in the old house that I used to live in. And all these boxes were up in a closet and piled on top of each other. Now I can spread them out and get them organized. And so I did it first with the comics in the other room. Now I'm kind of doing it with the magazines, trying to get this stuff together. Boy, this is just really rotten, terrible stuff. It's Greece. It's kind of a snapshot of a time period, Greece. I mean, not Greece, all these covers, you know, definitely reminds me of junior high school. The Hulk. Oh, there's Tony Tallarico again, man. They could have gotten better artists than Tony Tallarico. They had Maurice Severin on staff. Why are they using Tony Tallarico? Who I'm sure is a perfectly okay guy in real life, but not. Oh, I remember Billy Carter. Someday, no one will remember Dylan Mulvaney, just like no one remembers Billy Carter now. But in 1978, he was omnipresent. Billy even had Billy Beer. Ooh, that kind of hits home, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, Battlestar Galactica. And more of this rotten Tony Tallarico art. Man, I could have spent my 60 cents better than this. Yeah. Wow. Pathetic. What's wrong with me? Tribute to Charles M. Schultz in Hogan's Alley. Oh, it's a whole magazine about comic art. Let's put over here with these art books. Yep. That works. Okay. So, I see what that is. I'm going to go get some other magazines. I think there was a box labeled Heavy Metal. Now, Horror Mike does videos on Heavy Metal magazine and gets, you know, thousands of views. So maybe I should do that. Okay. I brought a different magazine box. I don't want to look at Heavy Metal right now. Sometimes Heavy Metal just depresses me. It was really kind of had Richard Corbin art and it had some other good. A lot of the time it was just a depressing magazine. I don't know. That's just how I am. I want to show you the two cats. I want to chronicle this on. You guys seeing this? How they're cuddled up? Cuddled up in the warmth. Turn the light off for them. Okay. Oh, we're already up to an hour. I wonder how long this video will go. This one is very helpful. It's labeled magazines. Isn't that very helpful? Okay. There's a American History magazine on the death of George Washington. Let's put that over here. Damn. I mean, darn. Do you remember this magazine called Flux? It's about comics and video games, and I think it's from the 90s. What is this from? It's got Van Halen in it, Neil Gaiman. Come on. Oh boy. There we go. Published quarterly by Harris Publications. How about telling me the month and year? Oh well. Remember Doom looked like that? Yeah, I had video game stuff. Where did I put that? I think here. Yeah, This is where I put that garbage. Yeah. Here's an issue of Retro Fan. And I have some other Retro Fans. I just saw them over here. Let's get this. Let's reunite the Retro Fans. I miss getting Retro Fan. I used to have a subscription to that at the store I used to go to. This is a book a friend of mine put together. It's that's my wrestling clock in the other room. It's a whole book my friend put together of clips about the Cramps. So it's just magazine articles, photocopies from various magazines about a band that my friend and I really love, the Cramps, which is a band that it was like a whole lifestyle band, because they not only, it was the music that they played, and then you could learn about their influences and discover 50s rockabilly and 60s garage rock, and then you could just read interviews with them and find out about pre-code horror comics, and they were into old everything that we're into, Lux and Ivy, who were the heart of the band, were always talking about all this wonderful stuff, the exploitation movies, everything. So you could really learn a lot from them. Okay, what else is in here? Okay, oh, remember these idiots? Yeah. I got to get these Newsweeks all together. Oh, this is an historic item from October 1980. They had whole magazines, because VHS was a new thing, and it's all how exciting. You could videotape your family with a camera, and this is all about the emerging video from October of 1980, when big screen TVs looked like that, and they had reviews of all the new the Toshiba Beta VCR, and all about the new video discs. Yeah, and I would buy these magazines as I was saving up money to buy a VCR. I would buy these magazines and just dream, someday soon I'm going to keep mowing these lawns and I'll have my own VCR, and I'll be able to record this stuff that comes on late at night that I can't stay up and watch, and I'll be able to save stuff. And then that was something, man. Here's another one like that. They're testing different blank VHS tapes. That was a good brand, that Maxell. Yes, indeed. ElfQuest #1. This was a magazine the girls read. Does this have some value? This can't be like this has to be a reprint. This can't be the actual first time this was published. Okay. Sure enough. Oh, some issues of the Electric Company. I need to put this over there with like the Dynamite magazines. This magazine actually had some production value. I think there was a Sesame Street magazine too, and then this was they had some good art. I think Al Jaffe did some art for this, and Um, some of the cartoon segments that they had in Electric Company are in here. No, Drew, you can't go that way. Drew, you're gonna destroy the world, man. There's Fargo, North Dakota. Drew, hey, cool it, man. There's another cover with the same guy. This guy was the voice of Fritz the Cat in that Ralph Bashing movie. Okay, here's some more of these video catalogs. Here's the 1993 video catalog for Video Dimensions. Oh, there's one of my favorite photographs in the world, the monster from Piedras Blancas. It's the 1994 video catalog. They were always sending me these catalogs in the mail, teasing me about all these great movies I could get. And Betty Page movies and stuff. Here's another Video Dimensions catalog. This one's from 1992. Oh, I've got 3 years in a row. Here's Video Yesteryear. They had all these old cartoons and things. Okay. And here's a thick Video Yesteryear catalog. Wow. What a trip down memory lane. Let's get these over here. Yes, indeed. No, Drew. There you go. Okay. Oh, here's some, here's a coloring book. A couple of ones. This is from Linus the Lionhearted. Drew, stop, man. It's a coloring book. This is a more recent Johnny Quest. This is not from the 60s, but it's okay. This needs to go with the music magazines, Maximum Rock and Roll. Put that over here. Okay, here's another Maximum Rock and Roll with an article on sympathy for the record industry, Long Gone John. This is a good issue. This was always printed on the skeeviest paper. Here's Fact Sheet 528. This was a magazine that reviewed fanzines, and it got slicker. I think this one has a review of my magazine in it. I think it's in alphabetical order, so I'll look. No, not in this issue. But you would send a copy of the fanzine you made to Fact Sheet 5. They'd review it, and they'd print the address and how much money it cost, and then people would send you money, and you'd send them your fanzine, and that's how people communicated in the days before the internet. Another thing that it's like these old comic shop news. You know, what do you do with these? Does anyone collect these? The Valiant Voice. It's just stuff you got free when you checked out at the comic store. Batman Returns. What's this one? Power and Glory. I don't know that comic. Nexus, Alien Justice. This is a local Texas magazine, Texas Beat. It's got an article on Rocky Erickson. And that Pain Teens was a Houston band. Some friends of mine knew the Pain Teens, as I recall. Okay, so here's Rhino Records' 1993 catalog. I think I was putting these over here. Oh, there's the rest of the fact sheet 5s. I'll pull these fact sheet 5s out and put them over here. By the time I do the next episode, this will be more organized and I'll be able to show you stuff. If there's something in particular you're interested in seeing, if you're interested in seeing monster magazines, records, hardcover books, comics, name particular comics, as I get more organized, I'll be able to show things more easily. And please, if you can see it in the kindness of your heart, to subscribe, because it would be fun to have 1,000 subscribers. I could dream, can I? Let's see here. Okay, so let's get this in there. Okay, that's that. Oh, and these are from Movie Star News. Movie Star News catalogs. It was out of New York, and 134 West 18th Street, New York, New York. This is run by Paula Claw, who is the sister of Irving Claw, and they sold pictures of movie stars, and it's just like page after page, and there's numbers of, you tell them the number, like you want Gene Tierney, number 41, and they'd send you that photograph. But in the 50s, it was run by Paula Claw and her brother Irving Claw, who was the main owner, and he started to take his own photographs and sell them, and that's where the Betty Page pictures come from. So they were still in operation, and whenever I was getting these was probably the late 80s or in the 90s. I don't know if these are dated, but probably summer 1994. So I don't think they're around anymore, but this is a place where you could get copies of all these movie star photos, but also Betty Page VHS tapes of Betty Page's. Oh, I never plugged that in. What? Betty Page's films and her photographs you could get from the original source, which was Movie Star News back then. So I'll put these catalogs with the other catalogs. Okay. One moment. Excuse me, Drew. Coming through, man. Now this box is very heavy. Some of these boxes are heavier because the paper that they were printed on was still recording. The paper they were printed on was heavier. And this is a box of National Lampoons and Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal was a magazine in the 70s and 80s. And I guess somebody still publishes it today. It was bought by one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guys and in the 90s or something. But anyway, it was started as a French magazine, which was in French it was called Screaming Metal, which was something like Metal Roulant or something like that. Anyway, came over, no Drew, and no Drew. There you go. It came over in the like 77, and let's see. So it was brought over to the States by I think Matty Simmons, who was the publisher of National Lampoon at that time. Well, there is no heavy metals in this. This is all, it said there was heavy metal. This is all National Lampoon. All National Lampoon. Oh, it was another box. Let's get that other box in here. Yeah, I guess that's all National Lampoon. Oh well. Whatever, man. So, I don't remember where I got like half a box of Ingenue magazine. The LBJ girls. But the ads sure are cool. Here's an ad for CoverGirl. This is a Dell magazine from can't read your thing, man. This shows how to be noticed by wearing these hair bows. It's basically from about 1966. I got just tons of these. Sweaters for all seasons. When they're the same people that put out Teen magazine. Fantastic. This, I think, must be meant for retailers. Sales to Astonish. And yeah, this was below are just some of the featured highlights for February 1993. So these are that was a really spectacular issue of She-Hulk, that cover at least. Yeah, this is a something they sent to comic stores to, I guess, hype the owners on upcoming comics that they could order.